And with your early access, so right now Doorkickers 2 is in early access. Obviously Doorkickers 1 is fully out and people can play it in the release version. But with Doorkickers 2, so one difference I noticed, for example, was there's no campaign yet, or maybe ever, in Doorkickers 2. So what's your development plan going forward with the sequel here? Do you already have features lined out that you plan to add, or are you mostly working on bug stomping? How's the early access look for Doorkickers 2?
Oh, we definitely have like a feature list. Though sometimes it's adapted depending on player impact, player request. Uh, we play the game every day a lot while developing, and sometimes you get a feel that hey, we really should do that idea that we thought we're not gonna do, or I don't think this will work out, or maybe it's not as important. So let's leave it to later, okay? So for example, right now my partner was showing me yesterday that he was actually re-adding planning through breached walls. So if you played the game, you know that one of the things we added in Doorkickers 2 is the possibility to breach walls and come into a structure from a different direction than, let's say, the enemy is expecting. The only issue is that you cannot forward plan through the breached wall. For a door, you can, plan to put a charge on it, and then what you will do afterwards. One trooper goes left, the other goes right, and so on and so on, and you can plan through the whole structure. But when you plan to put a wall charge, you stop there. That's it, and you need to actually blow the wall to plan further, which is a little bit makes let's say single plan playing a little bit difficult, and also it's very annoying if the wall that you're trying to breach is at the mission start, especially since the game saves the plan that you have when the mission starts, so you can always like plan a little further, improve, and it helps you build up, right? But we had that working, but we disabled it for release because there were lots of associated issues. I could go into detail, but it might be boring. So we had it working yesterday again. So we're probably gonna release it in the next version. You could call this a new feature, or you could call it like a bug fix, because people have been asking for it, or signaling it as a bug. Oh, you cannot plan through a wall breach. This is an issue. Anyway, it will probably going to be fixed in the next version, but we always try to add more stuff, not just fix things that are not working or not working yet. So for example, we're gonna add, let's say, body armor options for the player, maybe fix some things or add more features which are related to body armor in the damage engine, or a little more content like 9mm ammo options for pistols and SMGs, which are not just, okay, more fluff there. Because, for example, one of the options will actually trade a little bit of range for stopping power, but also change your Beretta from a supersonic silenced weapon to a subsonic silenced weapon, which means a lot in game terms on how stealthy you are with that weapon. So this is one thing. We're also releasing probably in the next version the updated random mission generator, and there are some details there. It's basically like 3 times more complex than the stuff that it can release. Also handcrafted mission and everything, but there are also more, new pages that we open, and I'm not sure which of these will be in the next version. But for example, at some point we will add units that can go undercover, like in civilian clothes, and
Oh wow.
sneak around the level. Yeah, or units that can go Black Ops style. So they would be when they are close, enemies recognize who they are, but from the distance, if they are not in combat, they can still be confused for locals. They can use like blankets to camouflage themselves before they fire the first shots. So this is a side of the game that when you think about Iraq or Afghanistan or Middle East conflicts, of course they make sense, but they are new to Doorkickers. I mean, Doorkickers 2 right now, maybe people think, okay, it's Doorkickers 1, but Special Forces, yeah, but we're also adding this part where you're going, into civilian clothes and avoiding combat until it's time to go loud. And this will be really different. Or when we add, night missions and darkness and stealth by going into, let's say, foliage and using night vision goggles, or the ability to cut the lights for the enemy structure. This is also, another page that we will turn for the game. So all these are just a question of when, right? We know we will add them. We know the Doorkickers experience will not be the same, will not be the one we intended without them, so we're surely going to add them. Also, probably, let's say, suppression for machine guns, and in the whole context of the game, it will change the combat experience a lot. But then there are still some, let's say, unknowns, like, okay, how exactly campaigns will work, because of course we have some plans, we have some ideas and some designs, but we really want to focus on the tactical part of the game first. So we are leaving that for afterwards and just going with the flow on the campaign side for now. Okay.
Wow, that's really really exciting. A lot of the things that you suggested I wouldn't have ever thought of.
Yeah, and for example, when we started the game and thought, okay, we're gonna add suppressed weapons and night vision goggles and going into the darkness, and we knew we wanted to do that. But for example, we never really thought that we should add, let's say, stealth kills with cutting throats and everything, because in real life they don't really happen. And now that we're playing with it, always when playing you want to do cooler stuff, so now we're kind of leaning that this will also be an option, maybe not the best option, but if you don't have a suppressed weapon, you can always try to cut the throat of the enemy if you get to him without being detected. So that's also something that we came upon by playing the game and thinking, yeah, this would be cool, but also because our players, of course, just want to have some cool fun and write to us, write on the forums and everything. And in the end, we say, okay, we didn't plan for this, but we should do it.